should, in fact, this video be authentic, it's just one more indication of the viciousness and barbarity of this organization. And it, I think, will redouble the vigilance and determination on the part of a global coalition to make sure that they are degraded and ultimately defeated.
Our president did a lot of talking yesterday, but in this photo op from the Oval Office, the man seated beside our president knows full well that actions speak louder than words. His official title may sound a bit redundant, His Majesty the King of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, but Abdullah II is truly one of a kind. While some have dubbed him the Warrior King, he is a thoroughly modern monarch. Saturday will mark the 16th year of his reign on the Hashemite throne, but following the death of his father, King Hussein, Abdullah sought the back seat of taxis in Amman. He would wear a disguise, ride alone, and ask cabbies for their opinion of the new king, then listen closely to their responses. He did this because he understands the distinction between disloyalty and constructive criticism, and that true leadership calls for the candid appraisals of commoners instead of the flattering comments of courtiers. Accordingly, he has proven to be a king in touch with his subjects. He's embraced full free market reforms leading to substantial economic growth, and 7 years ago he started his Decent Housing for Decent Living initiative, seeking to guarantee high-quality residential housing for all of Jordan's citizens. Now, if you think Jordan is sitting atop oil, think again. His nation is dependent on Iraq for its oil, and that has led to some foreign policy challenges, to say the least. Last year, King Abdullah told a group of visiting congressmen that he was concerned that the continuing turmoil in Iraq could spill across the border into his own nation, and there have been reports of ISIS activity within Jordan. That's why the king joined the coalition to combat that terror group. And that's how a Jordanian pilot ended up as an ISIS prisoner and met a terrible death as the terrorists burned him alive. Abdullah did not hesitate for a nanosecond. He ordered the execution of 2 terrorist prisoners held by Jordan, and those hangings took place this morning at dawn. Make no mistake, Abdullah does not want war, but he will not shrink from it. At age 18, he entered the Royal Military Academy at Sandhurst, eventually being commissioned as a second lieutenant in the British Army. Back home, he assumed command of Jordan's Special Forces nearly 22 years ago, and in May 1998 rose to the rank of Major General. A couple of years after that, following his coronation as king, he came to Capitol Hill for a special closed-door meeting with members of Congress. Now, you may be familiar with our National Prayer Breakfast. After all, it's where our friend Dr. Ben Carson first attracted attention, sharing the podium with President Obama. That National Prayer Breakfast is an annual affair, but every week inside the Capitol, there's a Congressional Prayer Breakfast, and we had to vote about a decade ago to amend the bylaws so that a non-member, King Abdullah, could attend and speak to us. What I recall most about his speech was Abdullah's insistence to cite the pluralistic population inside his kingdom, how Muslims and Christians trained side by side militarily to defend Jordan. Afterwards, we met and spoke briefly. He is exceedingly friendly and engaging. We spoke not of foreign affairs, but of our shared interest in Star Trek. You see, in 1996, he played a non-speaking role in an episode of the Star Trek Voyager series. Abdullah's no stranger to Washington. He attended Georgetown University's Foreign Service School in 1987, and he makes himself right at home on his several trips to D.C. He's been seen by himself in shops and grocery stores in Pentagon City, again projecting an image that is uncommon, a royal very comfortable among commoners. That uncommonly common touch, that call to leadership, serves King Abdullah well. He is no Captain Kirk, but then again, he doesn't have to be. This is not science fiction. It is a world all too real, all too dangerous. But King Abdullah is prepared to lead his people through these perilous times. A modern monarch for the Middle East, unafraid to assert leadership. And that's the way I see it.